Amazing. Isn't that awesome? Just a small personal story. So I'm originally from this area. I grew up here. I'm just a girl from Green Bay. That is an example of why when my kids were small, I made it a point to come back. I love this area and I love everything we do here, and we are all very lucky to live and work in such a great community. Thank you for all you do. All right. Next, it's my pleasure to welcome Tim Bergstrom. Tim is the President and Chief Operating Officer of Bergstrom Automotive, which owns and operates 32 automotive locations throughout Wisconsin, representing all major brands sold in the U.S. Tim has shifted his thinking and how he communicates, not only communicates, but engages with this vast team of his. I'm sure we're all going to learn a few new tips and tricks from my friend. Please welcome Tim Bergstrom.
Good morning, everyone. Vicki, thank you. I thought being a friend of yours, you were going to roast me, but the fact that I'm after you, you knew it would have come back. You've heard. So prepping for this, I was really excited to come speak to all of you representing our team and talking about what makes me proud of our company, our area. But I looked at the agenda and I saw the governor and I saw Dan Ahrens, and I know what they're both capable of as speakers. And I saw this professor in front of me. I said, thank gosh. I remember going back to school. I have a 50-50 chance. These professors are really smart. Some of them are just amazing. You learn a lot from them, and some of them, they are flat. So I get all excited. I'm like, I got a 50-50 chance. And then, Professor, you knocked it out of the park. You were very impressive, and the only thing I asked him to do was make it memorable by tripping on the way up or out, and instead, he made it memorable with his speech. So thank you for that. And both messages that, and we didn't coordinate this, we didn't talk through this, but both Dan and Professor, their messages really tie into what my message is today. My think shift today is using the technology that we all know exists, that we all probably poo-poo a little bit, to really bring out the excitement, the energy, and what makes your company special, or our area special, which is our people. So when I was reflecting on trying to say, why do they want to listen to a car salesman that's son of boss that was handed a company to work with? And I said, why would they ask me? And the more I talked with Jerry and Kathy, the more they went into how we engage our team. So a little bit about our company. When I'm a storyteller, so 15 minutes is going to be tough for me, but I'm going to go quick. So if you say, why is he talking fast? I got a message that I'm very proud of our team. I'm going to share it. So we have 1,600 teammates. Not huge, but big enough that I can't go shake all of their hands. I grew up with my father running a business where he's very good at his time management. And he started in 82 with 32 team members. So as I watched him grow, he knew all of his team. He shook all their hands, asked them what their day was, engaged them, and brought out the special part of them to our company. And I'm proud, more than half those people are still with us today. And they're some of our rock stars. They're our better people. And so we've been on a journey as a company. I've been on a journey as a leader. And so I want to share that journey in the remaining 15 minutes. Your clock added time for me. I like this. Somebody must have been short. So I like this a lot. You're all cheering for me. But let me start with a story about my morning. This morning I get out of bed. Public speaking is not my favorite thing to do, but I can do it. And I'm not looking forward to it. My kids are still in bed. I'm leaving before they, and I say to my wife, I'm going to go do this speech. She said, I forgot about that. Do well. So I'm thinking, thanks for the vote of confidence. And I take a shower, I come out, and here I have a Facebook message from one of our team members. And she started with us as a technician probably 6 years ago. And much like Dan Ahrens was speaking, where there's not a lot of ladies in the manufacturing business, we certainly don't have a lot of ladies in our technician base. So whenever we are able to, we had brought her out of high school, and trained her through the technical college. Whenever we're able to have a lady join our team, I try and personally stay close to them to guide them through our system. And so got to know her. She did a good job. She fell in love, moved out to North Carolina. In the meantime, we got really good at Facebook. And so she reconnected, and through social media, we keep our family close to us, our team close to us. And I think when everybody looks at social media or Facebook, it's a tool that you can connect with family and friends. You can do that with your team as well. And next thing you know it, here she is sending me this Facebook text saying, I want to come back and work with you because I see all the good things that are going on there. My boyfriend and I broke up. My family's from the area there, and I want to come back and work with you guys. So she's back, and she's a jewel now. She's running one of our service departments as a assistant service manager and a service advisor. And I think Facebook was the tool that gave us the opportunity for that. But here I get up this morning. She wrote me a note. She said, I have to tell you, the car I always wanted to buy, being the gearhead I am growing up, was a brand new BMW 3 Series. And I bought that today, and I want you to know I'm proud to pick it up, and it's because of your company, your team, your employment. I want to say thank you. What a way to start my day to come talk to you about how Facebook helps. So where I'm going with that, and what I want to take you on with this journey a little bit, let's see if we can click to a slide. Our company has always been about we will be the recognized leader of guest service through a commitment to treat everyone like family. My uncle and my father forever have put that into our company. We're going to take great care of guests. We were in the bar business, the hotel business, all that. It was always take care of the guests, give them treatment. Because in our car business, we do not build a single car. We don't make a part to fix a car. All we provide is the people to fix the car and to make sure that people trust in us and the experience. So if we focus on that guest and deliver the service that they need, they'll keep choosing to come back to us. So with that, I want to go to my first little tool that's out there. If you aren't using Twitter, start. You don't have to tweet. You don't have to have a handle. Actually, you do have to have a handle to watch it. But be a creeper on Twitter. I have a wonderful mentor in my father. He's a tremendous mentor. And he spends so much time with me. I mean, my first text this morning was from my dad. He even beat the young lady. And my first phone call from Dad was before I even got here. And talking business, talking about the day, talking about stuff. And he's really mentoring me, and he's helped shape me who I am. This man, I've literally had dinner with him twice, and he's blown me away. He wouldn't ever know he met me, but he's become a mentor of mine because I went on Twitter, and I started following him. And he puts himself out there, and he shares messages that make you think, messages of what he's read, so if I have one takeaway from today, if you aren't on Twitter and you don't like Twitter because you don't want to tweet about what your lunch is today, think shift and think about I can learn from others. I have never been more engaged personally with my team, with what's going on in the community, what's going on in our world, than I have with using these tools. Twitter, I think it's 57 characters. Craig, how many characters in it? Something like that? I'm referring to Craig. He's the guy that helps me get it all done. He's our technique. He's my trainer, my coach, my mentor. But Richard Branson, I mean, what a special way for me to shape as a leader, having one of the best leaders out there. So find the way to access that yourself. Next thing I want to share with you is our circle of success as a company. It's pretty simple. If we take care of our team takes care of our guest takes care of our brand. And we're all tied into this community, the New North area and the community of our family, of a business. It's all about community in this circle of success. So the next thing I want to share is we have these 32 dealerships. I grow up in this business where I'm watching Dad get to know everybody. And now here I am. I'm writing memos, 3 of them a day. And I'm saying to my assistant, please do me a favor. Make sure you remind me if it's important, it's got to be in the first sentence or the last sentence so I know that my salespeople read it. But I think most people are that way, to be honest. And remind me, keep it short, can't be more than a page. And we got rid of time clocks because why do you need time clocks in today's age? So hanging the memo above the time clock, I mean, we're going back. So think shift, think of where we're going. We develop into this world of how do we engage with our team more than just writing them memos. And then I'm saying to my assistant, I still want to shake everybody's hand. So do me a favor, make sure I get into every dealership, all 32 dealerships, at least twice a month. Well, that sounds like I'm doing a good job if I get to every dealership twice a month, but there's 1,600 team members, somebody's off, somebody's sick, you don't get to engage them, you don't get to touch them. The dealerships that, as we do our engagement studies to see how we unlock our team and are they committed to this culture and what we're about, those that are closest to our leaders, like my father, myself, John Hogarty, our executive team, they get it. And they get where we're coming from, they get the miss. And those that were farther away weren't getting it. So my fix was, I'm going to talk to we have 32 general managers that run their team. We're going to communicate to all of them over and over and beat this culture thing into them until I get it to 1,600 people. Well, I did a pretty good job of getting 32 people to get to know it. But I didn't help with the culture because I wasn't communicating with everybody. And so we then shifted to video. And here we're using this video where I'm asked, and my team came up with it when we were spitballing one day. There I am, real professional, son of boss, remember. My nickname at work is SOB, but that's not true. They call me Tim, and when they want to be polite to me, they call me boss man, which is kind of fun. But I don't like being called anything other than Tim, so please call me Tim. And I'm going to go back to oh, wow, I must have clicked the button. Perfect. So with this journey, we started doing videos. And I'd take out my phone, and I'd start videoing if a technician asked me a question. And they're like, Tim, we want to be part of your family. We didn't know you were opening a new dealership. We didn't know this was happening. We didn't know we had this event. And man, I wanted them. I'm like, well, did you read the memo? Did you read the newsletter? Did you read this? And they're like, we don't read that stuff. So I'm like, well, read it more. I go to this training seminar, and the guy's up there, and I went backwards in time. He said, I walked through, and we're all about proficiency, and so this social media thing's awful, this world of people being on their cell phones awful. I make them lock out their cell phones, and when I walk through there, if they cover up their computer screen, or if they do their, click the screen really quick, then I want to go back. You went forward on me. I didn't mean to do that. Thank you. When a little bit of bounce around. But all of a sudden, here I am, and this guy is saying slam it and yell at them and tell them not to be doing that stuff. They should be working because we can get more out of them. And I thought, man, I don't want to be treated that way. Why would I treat somebody else that way if I don't want to be treated that way? So I think with all of you struggling with how much do you allow at work and all that stuff, we opened it up. We said, what's the worst thing we can do? Go backwards and undo it? And at the same time, I was a guy that absolutely hated social media because the only thing I liked about it was Twitter. And we were saying, I don't want to know about anyone else's breakfast. I don't want to talk about my private life, all that. So we just kept using these videos. And we were sharing these videos. Somebody would ask me a question, what's going on? I'd do it. And our team had engagement. We could watch how many people were watching it. So 1,600 teammates, we're averaging 1,200 people watching it. Talk about engagement. I'm walking through the stores now. I have people coming up, grabbing me, new team members. I love your message. I'm like, that message was a year ago. And he says, yeah, but I can look back when I have spare time. I want to know more about this company. I want to be a part of it. And next thing you know, it's kind of fun because they're engaged in it. So then the next step is where I engaged with social media and went into Facebook. I went on as Cooper, my dog. My first name was Cooper, my last name was my dog, and I was, again, one of those guys that just watched everybody else, because at the end of the day, I didn't want to be the guy that never learned how to use the computer, okay? I didn't want to be that irrelevant leader. And I had I don't know if you know John Hogarty, but he works with me, he's one of my best friends. He said, Tim, you're struggling to be your dad. He said, you don't have to be the same leader as him. You just got to be a leader that gets the best out of your team. And it wrestled with that, and all of a sudden, engagement with your team, how do you do it? He's really good at managing his time. He's great at speaking to big audiences like this. I'm good at using technology. I got better at it. And so I started playing with it. And so right now, today, you can find Tim Bergstrom online as a Facebook, and you can find there will be 1,200 to 1,300 of our team members that are my friends. I don't force them to do it. I offer it up. I say, if you'd like to be my friend, you can. If you know anybody that's jumped out of a third-story window and hurt themselves, that's always my question I ask. Do you know anybody that's jumped out of a third-story window and hurt themselves? And everybody says no, or the kids try and come up with something smart. I said, you do now. I've made my mistakes. I've jumped out. If there was Facebook, that would probably be on there. But I'm not worried about finding what's wrong with all of you. You're my team. You're my family. I want to work with you and get out of you what is the best part of you. And so we're going to overlook the negative stuff. We're going to overlook that, and we're going to work on the positive side. So we started having this amazing interaction where we were putting it on our Facebook page as a company, and people were sharing it around and sharing it with guests, and guests were making comments, and it felt really good. And then my team started sharing comments about me, and then I started walking through, and another thing happened. Julie in accounting, Julie, sorry you lost your father this weekend. I started being connected tighter to our team than ever before, because I knew what was going on in her life. I knew, I might have walked by Julie and, man, Julie's having a bad day. It's time for us to find something more positive. Well, life happens, and now I'm able to be a part of that. Team members having babies and things going on in their life. It's been amazing. So then our team started jumping on this and cheering on it themselves. And they were sharing what's happening at work. And that's where the power got really strong, because it was back like when you have a really small team, our mini team, if you want to have fun for a day, go visit our mini team, spend half an hour with them. They will fire you up about life. They love life. There's 6 people, and they know everything about each other in their core. Well, if you think about that and expand it, think this shift and use technology, the tools that are out there, to allow all of a sudden to have this whole web of family members sharing the positives that are about our company and share what's going on out there. Things start happening that are just amazing. We just hired a young man from Montana, a technician, who said, I watch my sister's Facebook page. She's been in your account. I can't believe how much fun you guys have at work. And I've always wanted to live in Wisconsin. It'd be nice to be close to my sister. I'm going to come to Wisconsin. I mean, I don't have to run an employment ad. In a perfect world, we want our team being our recruiters, bringing in people that are excited and happy. And then I'm allowed, and you heard it from all the speeches earlier, the part that we're all looking for is that good, moldable person. I can teach them the car business. I can even send them to school and teach them to be a technician. It's difficult, but it's doable. But I can't teach them to be that good piece of wood. And so inviting your team to help you self-select that, to share that what's out there. We're having more family referrals. One of those things that we always struggled with is one of our policies were if you were going to hire a family member on your team, if you were a general manager, because I don't make the hiring decisions for our company. Each 32 teams run their own teams. But if you were going to hire somebody from your family, it would be best if they were on another team in our company. And I always struggled with that because then I wouldn't have been hired. My dad wouldn't have hired me. So when you think about how do you treat your team the way you want to be treated, it always messed with me. So next thing you know, we got into this mode where we started allowing that. And they were only bringing in their family members they liked. Another story, 2 months ago, a guy out of the blue with all the credentials said, I'm coming. I want to work with you, and I'm all excited. His sister, who works with us, calls me up and said, I got to tell you, this is what you're hiring. Google this. Now, I probably shouldn't say that on the stage, but I did, and I learned, and so our team starts protecting what we have. We have a culture of caring. So it's a tool you can use. So we started doing #BePride by mistake. And it was a little bit of, with social media and with these technology, you can start trying that stuff, see what happens. And it lives on because our team starts putting it on there. A guest writes a thank you letter and puts it on somebody's Facebook page. Somebody else on the team #BePride and reshares it and says they're proud of that sales associate. How cool is that? And we have people now, I'm the only one in our company, I'm convinced of this, that grew up telling their parents, I'm going to work in the car business and sell cars. It's not a profession that everybody else fell into this. Now we have people knocking on our doors saying, I'm proud of what you stand for. You're making a difference. Now, I'm going to close on make a difference, but with make a difference, all of us in this room want to make a difference. We want to have done something with our life. The next one is we want to have fun at work, because I want to have fun, you should have fun. There's no reason when you come to work it shouldn't be fun. And finally, you got to be professional. Because if somebody's spending 50 grand to buy a car, 12 grand to buy a car, they need to be treated well. So I've got 3 videos to take it to the next level. I'm out of my time, even though you gave me bonus time, so I'm going to be quick with these. So the first one is make a difference. Nope. Let's see if it goes. My message there, half of those pictures, our company didn't take, our team took them. And they posted them with #BePride, and then I thieved them and reused them. So while I was sitting here today, this is one more fun. Did you see all the smiling faces in there? I have a hashtag that I like to use, #SmileOn. Because I believe that that's one of the best gifts you can give somebody, is that positive light, that positive energy. And I talk about it a lot with my team. If somebody's coming to spend money with us, we're not doing them a favor by being grumpy. We're doing them a favor by making their day better. They're going to keep coming back. I'm sitting here, I get a text. I know I shouldn't look at it because somebody's speaking, but I do anyways. It's one of our newer teammates. He says, boss man, that's one of those compliments they give me. I think it goes back to Top Gun, but it's a longer story than you want to hear. But again, we're part of a team, part of a family. Boss man, every time I walk into a business and they smile, I think of you. And that's where I go back to do business. And that was his text right there. He doesn't know I'm speaking today. Okay, next one, having fun. This one's 30 seconds as well. And then I'll wrap it. Are you okay? All right.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe.
Just take those old records off the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself.
Girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun.
Rock, yeah, ing, yeah, bird, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Ba 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 na na. Ba 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 na na. Oh, ba 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 ba.
Mustang Sally.
Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go.
All right, my message there. Dub smash. Every other speaker was on time except for me, but you put me before lunch at some point so we can make him eat one less donut. So Dub Smash, it's an app out there that you can all have. One of our teammates turned me on to it. I was having fun doing lots of stuff with my daughter. She's 11. We had fun with it, and I had this idea. I started sharing with team members. I said, well, why don't I put it on my Facebook page? Next thing you know it, our team ran off with it. And I didn't choose what clips we showed here, but I just want to share this. This is my perception of what I saw up there. We ran this about a year ago. Every single team member that was in that video is still on our team today. Now, our business has, our industry, 66% turnover a year. So we're like 25%. And I'm embarrassed by that, and I don't even like to share it. But everyone, except for one, Johnny Glasgow in there, who I got to know through Facebook, wonderful kid, gearhead, drives cars on the side, is back at school. Everybody else is still working with us. They're having fun at work. They're engaged. They want to come to work. So they're not leaving. They're not looking elsewhere. They don't want to leave this. All right, then the final one is you can still be professional. If you don't want to go that far, we have 11 culture basics that we're going to open the door. We're going to smile at every guest. We're going to use their name. We're going to thank them. We're going to invite them back. The things that everyone has to do if you're going to be on our team. We took a video and we put those in there, and you can do the professional piece. We put it on Facebook. The one thing I just want to share with you is I didn't have to spend a single dollar to get it out there. I used it for a team event, and then I stole it for social media, And it's been viewed, Craig, 15,000 times. I don't have to pay a dime to, and why would somebody watch it unless they're proud? Our team keeps resharing it. So if I could close with that, and then you can, sorry. Oh, he clipped me. Thank you.
Starting today, it's time to look ahead, 'cause the future is burning bright. Make your dreams reality, 'cause you've got them in your sights. The time to start is now, now, now.
All right, you can clip it.
Make it somehow.
All right. So, in closing, and the message I want to share with you for Think Shift is we were aiming at millennials. How do we look at the workforce of the future? How do we get the engagement? Why is this area special? Because it's people and the younger people that are coming up. We hired this young man, Jason Dorsey. Find him on Twitter, find him on Facebook, find him on Instagram. You'll love him. He'll teach you a lot. But what works for the younger generation, the millennials, also works for all of us. We all want to make a difference. We all want to count. We have that human condition. And so if you can harness that and use that with your team, you can invite others to come work with you and you can deliver a better product. So in closing, that's my final message with, thank God you stopped at zeros and didn't show me how much time I went over. But thank you.
Hang on a minute.
Uh-oh.
All right, I have to make up Tim's time, so we're going to do this real quick, but I want to see the socks. There they are.
You want a story or not?
No, it's short.
Yeah, I'll make it short.
Okay, go ahead.
We support Make-A-Wish. A little Make-A-Wish girl said, Mr. Bergstrom, you're so bland. You got all this personality, but you always wear a dark suit. So she gave me a thank you, which was a pair of socks. I gave one of my first public speeches, and I wore those socks as my power socks, and now I end up talking about them more than I probably should. These socks were a gift yesterday from the lady that's running the cancer thing for Theta Care that you showed up there. And it's got a donkey, and it says smart on it, and you can translate. But that's literally what I'm wearing.
Thank you, Tim. That's fantastic, Tim. Thank you very much. And when I talked to Tim about joining the Ed Talk panel here, or the lineup, he was already trying to get me to tweet. No, and I admitted I don't tweet. And it was like he was going to say, well, then I'm not coming to your show. So then I said, no. New North has a handle, you know? And he was like, well, do you do that? And I said, no, somebody else does that. And he was like, I'm really conflicted here. I don't know if I'm going to do this. Well, anyway, thank you, Tim. That was fantastic.